Okay, sorry, I just need to do a video real quick. So, this video is going to be about some of the things I've encountered talking to a few people. I think they may misunderstand it. Like, I'm not going to come off too harsh or anything, but I just want to come off real. Um, I've said in the past, and I've said throughout this channel, how I'm not attracted to dark-skinned black men. I have also said many times that I don't hate people who like dark-skinned black men, okay? A main focal point to my channel is most of the time when it comes to relationships and other people, I say I don't give a fuck, okay? That's basically the main message I always give, no matter what we're talking about. Don't you notice that? That I always say, basically, I don't give a fuck. But it always seems like I don't give a fuck, but everybody else gives a fuck what I do. And I never understood that. Like, why do you care what I do? Like, there are millions of people that look better than me, that look like me, and they like you. So why me? Why specifically me? You know what I mean? Um, that's a lot of what I have to say to most of the responses I've gotten. Um, with black men, like I said, my reason, and I think maybe that's what the thing is. A lot of people assume that everybody's attracted to black men, especially black women, that we are all attracted to black men, and that um, if we don't like them, then it must be because we had a bad experience, somebody did something wrong, or something by behavior. Um, I'm here to tell you, since I was 17, I I didn't know because, like I said, I grew up in a community without Black American people. Okay, and in how I grew up, my mother raised me to kind of like prefer white men, as who was seen as the norm of the male species, basically white men. Now I knew there were other races, obviously, because I know me and I know my dad, and I had other relatives too, light-skinned black men. No, they were not dark-skinned. This is the exact reason why I can't understand or see dark-skinned black masculinity for myself. You see, someone who is dark-skinned and a black man, I see my mother. My mother is a dark-skinned black woman. And that's the thing. People keep thinking that I hate dark skin. Just if I don't like dark-skinned black men, that means I don't like anyone. And I think they're all less than or something. That's not how I see it. Dark-skinned black men, I just am not attracted to because they have similar facial features to my mother and to females that I'm familiar with. Family and things of that nature. They have the soft, round, beautiful lips, high cheekbones, soft, round nose, and almond-shaped eyes. Very, very, very nice features. Features I wish I had, okay? I don't think anything negatively of those features. I just think that I don't want that on a man that I'm with. You gotta think from this point of view, if I look more masculine than you, why do I want to be with you? You know what I mean? And a black man looks more feminine to me. They're not very masculine looking. And, I mean, you can't expect me to be attracted to someone who I think has my mother's face. That's how I'm programmed, okay? This is not about anything that your gender wars have to do with in the black side of YouTube. You guys always are talking against black women and black women talking against you for something you did. Like I said, your value to me is just as good as a white man's value. I don't see you guys as any different or any other race as different. The thing is that I think a white woman has the same value as a white man. But do you think I want to sleep with a white woman? Exactly. I don't want to sleep with a white woman because I'm not attracted to white women. Do I think white women are evil, bad, or anything? No, I just don't want to sleep with her, okay? It's the same thing with you, okay? It's exactly the same. It's being feminine doesn't attract me, okay? Now, I know I've said in the past I'm not attracted to masculine men. I am not attracted to masculine men, but I'm talking about behavior at that point. When I'm saying about masculine in this sense, I'm talking about how you look, okay? You know, if you transition to live as a man, as a woman, you would transition quite well and easily. Your face is very similar. The only thing we'd have to worry about is your body type and your voice and stuff, but your face would pass as a female, whether you were a black man or a black woman. That's just how you are. Um, and you could see this with black transsexuals. That's how they are usually. They look just the same between the two. And so you can't expect me to really find a black man who can easily look like a black woman as attractive. How do you think I could want to make out with him? Then I could make out with a black woman. I don't like making out with women. So, that's what this goes down to. It does not go down to me hating you guys or thinking you're a lesson. I think there are plenty of black men that are successful as white men that are successful. Quite obviously, I don't even date for success, okay? I don't have that interest right now. I'm just looking for good sex, okay? I'm not looking for a guy who has those qualities right now. That's not, I just want a toy, basically. But that's how I see the whole situation. I find it very weird that you guys keep going at me like I'm trying to attack you or I've said something to offend you. I have not tried to offend anyone. I haven't tried to offend dark-skinned black women, dark-skinned black men, or anything. The only time I come for you is if you come for me. So if you shame me for being black, I'm gonna turn that mirror that you're putting on me and put that mirror and light on you. And then it's going to be magnified because you're twice as black as me, as what I've said over and over and over again. Anytime you shame me for being black, you get shamed for being black twice over. Because you're black, you're darker, you have kinkier hair than me, you know, you have those features. I don't know, like, some Africans anyway are lighter and have softer hair. I'm just one of those Africans, okay? And you're one of those Africans, probably from the coastal part of Africa, that is darker and has tighter hair. But don't be the kettle, like I said. Because when you are the kettle, you put light on your own blackness. That's all this is. I don't try to offend people if they're not attacking me. And you constantly trying to attack me, of course I'm going to attack you back. What, do you think I am? Some, like, little lame, weak person who's just gonna roll over and just take it? Like, dude, no, I'm not going, I'm gonna whip your ass too. So, that's how I see the whole situation, you know? Like, I don't have anything against black men. I don't think they're less than, or anything of that nature. And, yeah, talking about white supremacy or whatever, okay, if I preferred white men, maybe at least you'd have a starting point. I don't prefer white men, sweetie. How many times have I said this? I don't prefer white men. What do you need to be said to you to understand that I don't prefer white men? I generally prefer, like I said, men that are more in between mixed and black looking. Kinda like me. Like LL Cool J, you know, like Lucien LaViscount, you get the gist, basically. Like, in between, they kind of look mixed, they kind of don't, somewhere in there. Basically, a black person that looks less black than you. But it's not a shock for me to like what I am, you know? It's not a shock for me to have a preference in favor of myself. Everybody else does. You are just a weirdo Who doesn't? And then you expect me to be weird like you. Don't, okay? Don't do that. I'm tired of that. I really am. I'm tired of us expecting everyone not to love themselves that's black. And we do this in so many other ways, like with colorism. Like when we talk about colorism, and I know we always talk about it with dark skinned people, but what about colorism when it comes to people who are brown skinned or my color or a little lighter than me? We're always told about how we're not light as the next thing. And you're always bred to have this kind of like not being enough and always feeling inferior. Why do we do that to ourselves? I mean, like, if white people do that, that's expected more, that's more understandable. They should prefer what they are, you know? They should like themselves. But we should like ourselves too. And I find it really sad that throughout this interaction with you guys, it's like it's always a comparison with white people. When who brought up white people? I never brought up white people. I just said I wasn't attracted to you. I'm not white, and I'm not you, okay? So there are other people in this world besides white and black, dark skinned people, okay? Also, I want to also get onto another topic, and this is about black women. And I feel like in my past videos, I was coming a little harder on dark and black women, which I didn't appreciate. Like, everything I said was dark and black men on point. It's always been that way. I think, like I said, you guys get stuck on the black woman who's dealt with you guys and is angry now. I'm not one of those women. So that's not my problem, and I on this channel I'm not complaining about you guys on that. I never will because that's not my problem. Now, as far as dark skinned black women, I mean, I've been a little harder because of Twitter, and they have been really rude. Like, talking about like the whole thing about bleaching and stuff, and being angry at my skin tone and stuff if I go outside and take a picture or whatever. So for me, I mean, I have had that issue lately. And then also other things like saying, like, you can't divest if you're lighter skinned or whatever. Um, I mean, that has been a bit, I guess, disheartening and upsetting to some extent. But like I said, I think that dark skinned black women are beautiful. And I never thought that there were less than. Do you understand everything I've said in my past? I've always felt less than dark-skinned black women, and that's never changed. I've always felt like I didn't really belong. Like, I don't look like the lightest mixed girl. I don't look like a dark-skinned beauty. I'm stuck in the middle. I always have to try and choose where am I gonna try and fit my appeal. I don't like that. If I had the choice, I would just be a dark-skinned beauty. Like, being a light-skinned mixed girl is never all that good because you have that quality of mixed and like black and white put together, but you don't have the appeal completely because it's always white is put above it. So I would never want that. I would rather be dark skinned. So yeah, I don't have anything against dark skinned black women. I think they're beautiful, and yeah, they're just the ideal of what a woman wants to look like, basically, in my opinion. Um, that's about it on this video. I'm gonna end it now. Like I said, I don't have anything against dark-skinned black men. You guys are as good as white men. You're as good as men that are my color, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. And dark-skinned black women, you guys are just so beautiful. Honestly, you're the most beautiful woman that ever was. And I mean that because I've always said that throughout my channel that you are just so beautiful. So that's all I have to say on a few things people have brought up. And yeah, alright, bye.